5-minute salute. Today's segment sponsored by the Military Affairs and Veterans Department. Harrison Conyers and the team squaring away our veterans with the military benefits that they earn through their military service. Joining me virtually from Orlando, Florida is Michael Haney with Ensemble Health Partners. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing good, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So let's get the elevator pitch. So where are you originally from and what you do in the military?
Originally from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Joined the military right out of high school. Did 16 years in cryptology. During that time, I also got my undergraduate degree. Then transferred over to the Medical Service Corps as an officer at my 16-year point. Went to Baylor University to get my master's degree, and then spent the next 10 years of my 26-year career serving in Navy medicine, in healthcare administration, predominantly in roles around finance, and then retired in 2010 and started my private sector career.
Well, congratulations. That's a great career. You're a Mustang officer. For those in the audience who don't know what a Mustang officer is, Google it. You can Google anything these days. And it means he was enlisted, now he's an officer. So, wow, that is great. And thank you for your service to the nation. Obviously, if you didn't do what you did in service, we couldn't be here today doing this. So I like to talk about, your post-military journey. It sounds like some of the things, the tools, both in leadership and then probably some of the technical aspects, you probably pulled into your post-military journey. What you do at Ensemble Health Partners and how did your military experience influence what you did in that post-military career?
Yeah, so at Ensemble Health Partners is a full outsource revenue cycle company. So basically, quick pitch on that is the business of healthcare. So you're not putting the hands on the patients that our providers do a great job of doing. We do everything else, whether it's registration or the claims management or whatever it may be. So that's what we do at Ensemble Health Partners. I joined Ensemble Health Partners 7 years ago. Actually, Chris, I just retired from Ensemble Health Partners in
Congratulations.
late January.
Yeah.
But I did 15 years. So the first 8 years before Ensemble, when I transitioned from the military, I just took roles. Like I said, I did healthcare finance in the military, accounting, budgeting, CFO, controller type duties, and then just migrated to the civilian sector, expecting I would be a CFO in a hospital. That was my goal. I think I still want to be a CFO in a hospital. I did not take that track. Went into revenue cycle when I got out of the military, and I can talk a little bit about that. And just kind of fell in love with it and stayed with that. And then Ensemble, they started business in 2014. I joined them in 2017. And just had a great run, a very fast-growing company nationwide, and just really enjoyed the journey.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, it's funny. I was helping a young veteran try to find a job. Unfortunately, they were let go from the previous work, and then we went to a job fair here at the Players Championship out there at Ponte Vedra. They were gracious enough to allow this job fair, if you will. And I said, we're going to go around to all these different businesses and drop off resumes. And he's like, well, I'm not in these industries. I said, yes, they do need other things like IT, HR, all these other capacities. So the fact you're in this financial space, everybody needs it, especially in the healthcare industry, especially with our industry. It's just taken off, specifically with our older generations moving up into the retirement ages. So I'm sure you've seen that. Who are the right folks that are, should I say, who are typically your clientele that you guys would service at Ensemble Health Partners?
We service any healthcare system across the United States. So from health systems that have multiple hospitals, to community hospitals, to large academic medical centers, health systems that have multiple hospitals. We have health systems that span across the country, just one health system, and the associated physician groups that may be a part of those health systems as well. So it's a pretty broad range. We're in 39 states, and plan to grow across all at least the continental United States, and potentially even all 50 states. So it's really a growing company. Grew from just a few members in 2014 to over 11,000 today. Wow,
that is some substantial growth in a very short amount of time. And then you guys survived COVID. Obviously, if we didn't survive COVID, we wouldn't be here taping today. So that, no doubt, that has some impact on that. So one last piece
Definitely
of advice.
a challenge for healthcare with COVID.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So for our folks that are in the military right now that are looking to either retire or separate in the next year, what's your one bit of advice you would give them as they look towards departing the military?
Preparation. You can never start too early.
Yeah.
You know, I mentioned my career. I did a transition within the military in my 16-year point and went to healthcare. But I started even at that last 10 years of healthcare, I was thinking about what am I going to do after the military? And, I figured I was going to do healthcare leadership. And so I started join professional organizations that may not necessarily have a big footprint in the military, but may have a footprint when you exit the military. Start building those relationships, get the necessary education and professional development. So when you step out of the military, you are prepared not only with the great training you received while you were in the military, but it also prepares you to make that transition a little bit easier. I always say that, and it's not my saying, obviously it's a cliche, but, opportunity is where luck and preparation meet. So you have to prepare yourself, and then you have to stumble across the right job or whatever, and gives you that opportunity. And if you're prepared to take it, that's the other thing. And one other thing I would say is most people in the military are very flexible. Is flexibility. I mean, if you pigeonhole yourself into, I want to live in my one community town that I grew up in, there may be a few jobs there, but if you're really, expand your footprint and you're willing to go anywhere, then you have the opportunity to be very successful.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Well, hey, Michael, thanks a lot for coming on, telling your story. Thank you for your service to the nation and what you did in your post-military career and talking about Ensemble, Health Partners. It's amazing what you guys have done and built quite a company that is no doubt helping other folks across our nation in the healthcare space. So I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Yes, sir. Hey, folks, I encourage you to connect with Michael and I on LinkedIn. Also, take a look at what Ensemble Health Partners is doing. If you have a need, please reach out to them. We'll see our next segment and live with gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.